Welcome to the ACSA Campus Tour, where every Tuesday we take you to another part of the state, talk with a district administrator about the successes and challenges their school community is experiencing during this COVID-19 pandemic. Joining us today is Sam Perdomo, the principal from Foothill Middle School in Azusa Unified School District. Sam, thanks so much for being with us. Let me ask you about successes and challenges. Obviously, you and your staff had an opportunity to think through them before the school year began. Classes have been going on in your district, on your school campus, since August 20th without students. Tell me about where your challenges are right now, and are those the same successes and challenges you expected?
Sure. Let's start with the successes. Surprisingly great student participation. We're at about over 95% student participation. Some virtual learning and technologies that our teachers they've dove in 100% with the help of our TOSAs. They have actually are becoming really savvy with Google Classroom, Google Meets, and so on and so forth, where they wouldn't have been before. And this is actually a positive. There's a positive side to this, in that when teachers return, they're going to have just a plethora of stuff they didn't have before, especially with our PE teachers now doing quizzes and other things on Kahoots with their students, where you normally don't see that. The last thing is, want to make certain, our district's always making certain students have technology in place: internet, Chromebooks, tablets, curriculum, any type of material that they need. We do not hesitate to give it to our students, and we are always accommodating them. Challenges, there are a couple challenges. You're trying to deliver that robust curriculum where standards can be addressed. Teachers are finding, at least my teachers are, they're finding that this time last year, they had delivered more content than they have this year. And that has a lot to do with the distance learning. And so that's kind of the frustration because of the time given in class. Rich student dialogue, listening and speaking skills. They're finding that they're not having a lot of that. Last year with our math and a lot of our curriculum is really group collaboration. And students are always talking in the classroom. And unless they have breakout rooms, with not a lot of teachers, they don't have breakout rooms, they tend to not have that rich conversation. And for us as a district, we are really big on collaboration, student collaboration and talk and listening and speaking skills. And so a district is developing some things, some PD where we can help our teachers do that. Now, what did we expect? Because of our teachers had a taste of the distance learning last year, one of the things that we did expect was that the challenges mentioned above, all these challenges were there. However, because they held this hold harmless approach, last year we didn't have a lot of students attending, whereas this year we do. And so in summary with the challenges, yes, we did see those challenges with the exception of student participation. Surprisingly, they're showing up.
Let me ask you about middle school, because you have that very unique environment where you have students that are coming from the comforts of elementary school. You also have students that are getting ready to take that last step before they move to high school. It's a very unique environment, middle school is. How do you replicate that environment during this distance learning time?
Okay, so we're unique, well, not unique, but this year unique in that we're normally a bigger school. We're normally 6th, 7th, and 8th, but last year our elementaries kept the 6th graders and they kept it to an intermediate 7th and 8th. So over 95% of our students still attend here. So they were last year 6th and 7th, now they're 7th, 8th. So I guess the only thing would be that our 8th graders that are taking the final step into high school, those are the ones that right now we're worried about, because they don't have the socialization, the dances, the activities, the clubs, the sports that go on. And so what we do is our leadership class still meets. We involve students with sending messages to students. Our district, they have activities where they do virtual family night, virtual district spirit week, virtual reading and challenges that they can do where they can get together with other students, not necessarily from Foothill, but Azusa Unified. And so these are things that we're maintaining just to keep that socialization going, because as you know, in this age, they are social butterflies. This is my 6th year here, and I know that, and sometimes I feel bad for them because they're cooped up in their homes.
Let me ask you about social emotional wellness. You just talked about the socialization portion for students, but social emotional wellness goes beyond students. It hits your educators, your teachers, your staff, the whole school community, you as well. Tell me about how you've been able to serve your school community with social emotional wellness practices, best practices, and yourself. What can you go out there and tell your fellow administrators about what has been a benefit for you?
Okay, with respect to the social emotional piece, I'm going to start with students because I think this is an important piece with respect to where we are with them. We have 4 different tiers that we really look at when it comes to our students, whether it's brick and mortar or virtual. And the beauty about it is we've continued this. Number 1 is our Cougar Pals, which is it's a collaboration with APU, because APU just it's a stone's throw away, and they have like it's a kind of big brother, big sister, where they come in and talk to just students just on that cusp. Then we have the APU counseling interns, which are interns getting their counseling degree, and then they'll get some students on referrals. And then the students that are really emotional, just more than the others. And we have McKinley, a clinician on campus, and of course our counselor. Getting our parents, one of the things with our parents that we have found, a lot of things with our parents, is a frustration of their students and technology. We accommodate them with respect to getting that in there and assuring them that that their textbooks, they have all the curriculum, that they have all the technology. And so as far as I'm concerned, just trying to stay above water. And this leads into, I guess, the last part. Is there anything else? Because I do have some advice out there that I want to give people, that I give my teachers.
Please go ahead. Absolutely. So give it away. I think people want to hear this.
What I tell my teachers all the time is that the students, they want to have something each day, and parents want their students to be out. They want them to have that type of social skills, and so I tell them, deliver the necessary content for your students, but make it fun sometimes. They need that real aspect in life, and so I always remember to be sensitive to their online etiquette. That is, sometimes students don't want to have that camera on because they're probably embarrassed of something that's at the house, and they don't want to see it. Maybe there's just a lot of siblings and everything going around. And I just said, be sensitive to those needs. Take time to chat with them every day. They want to be there. They want to just be able to see people, and just be compassionate with their needs. And our staff is really good about being compassionate with our students, and so.
Sam, I wear a tie to work every day, but I have never seen a tie that brings out school spirit in the manner of the tie you're wearing right now. Can you tell us about where that tie came from? Because that is not something that you see at the Men's Warehouse or anything like that.
No, this tie is unique. I got it as a Christmas present from one of my teachers. She gives the best gifts, and she retired, unfortunately. I always used to see, when am I going to get a Susie gift? So she gave me and my assistant principal one of these ties. His is the reverse. I think it's white with, or actually no, it's a black background. But yeah, she had given it to me. I don't know exactly where she had bought it, but it's really nice where it says Foothill Middle School, Azusa Unified. So it's really awesome. So.
Yeah, that is school spirit. Sam Perdomo, the principal from Foothill Middle School in Azusa Unified School District. Sam, thanks so much for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And thank you, folks, for joining us here on the ACSA Campus Tour. Remember, every week we take you to another part of the state and talk with a school administrator about the successes and challenges they're experiencing and their entire school community is experiencing during this COVID-19 pandemic. That comes your way Tuesdays here on the ACSA Campus Tour.